QAnon is increasingly moving from cyberspace into the real world. At least 40 people linked to the far-right conspiracy group are running for Congress in the 2022 midterms. That's according to Media Matters. And it's happening on the grassroots level as well. QAnon believers are now seeking local office and positions on school boards. So to help us understand just what is behind this new stage in the evolution of QAnon, we want to bring in technology reporter Dan Patterson. So listen, Dan, like, you understand why QAnon can sort of run rampant on the internet, right? There's barely any checks and balances. No one knows who you are. You're completely anonymous. So you can say whatever you want. But in real life, there's, you would think, some level of accountability, right? Your name and your face, the job where you work, that's all associated with the stuff that you say. So how is QAnon moving out of the digital realm into the IRL environments in real life?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, so the new rule of QAnon is there is no QAnon, at least not anymore. There was a QAnon, but after the mysterious poster named Q told them to drop the branding because it became toxic last fall, QAnon true believers started to move on, and after the January 6th insurrection, most really dropped the QAnon branding. Why? Because the conspiracies continue to metastasize on social media. Even in places like Facebook, which require a real name, QAnon conspiracies have flourished since January 6th. Now, that's just one example of in real life IRL QAnon true believer behavior. In the past year, and especially just in the past 6 months, of course, they helped ferment the January 6th insurrection, but they've also pushed the big lie narrative across social media. Q influencers like Ron Watkins, who used to run the 8chan and then 8kun message board, he has been baking or spinning conspiracies about Maricopa County for many months on Telegram. They've also pushed anti-vax narratives for the last year. Many QAnon members have attended these air quotes patriot rallies. That's one euphemism of their rebranding. And they're planning conferences and events this fall. Of course, many QAnon true believers are running for not just Congress, like we've seen in the past year, but like you said, Anne-Marie, they are running for school boards and local elections. So although the brand QAnon is dead, the true believers live on, and they are in real life, in your town, in your community, and in your school.
Okay, so QAnon is the name we do not say, but the theories and the conspiracy theories behind QAnon still exist.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about adherence, for lack of a better phrase, you know, running for office, running for a school board position, I mean, are they including some of these very obvious QAnon-associated points? I mean, do they talk about the deep state when they're running for a position, or do they not talk about any of that stuff? They use some of the euphemisms, and then if they win the position, then all this stuff comes out.
They sure are, Anne-Marie, and you hit on a really important point. Although the brand they've decided to abandon, they sure use a lot of the same language, including the deep state. One word to look out for, a keyword, is patriot. They also have co-opted a number of other brands, including the Thin Blue Line brand, which they have just wrapped around conspiracy theories. Euphemisms are really the way these groups talked prior to the insurrection. And then when mainstream media like us kind of started following and catching on, they realized that they had to change their language. And so this is, in many ways, if you're accustomed to following politics, you know about how effective dog whistles can be. You're able to speak publicly, and it doesn't sound like you're saying anything offensive, but your true believers, your followers, can hear that dog whistle. That's exactly what's happening with the QAnon true believers right now.
You use the phrase dog whistle, and it makes me think of that line about what happens when the dog that's chasing the car actually catches it. Like, what happens when QAnon people who are talking about the deep state actually become part of the institutions that they say are kind of working against them? Now you're the one that's on the inside. So I wondered, like, what is the end game here? What are they hoping for?
Well, the end game is kind of like the end times. There really is no end game. They keep kicking the can down the road. There's always something that's coming next that is apocalyptical. But what we really need to pay attention to is not the end game, it's the next steps. And the next steps are certainly elections that happen local elections that happen between now and the 2022 midterms. But really, that is their goal, to look at the 2022 midterms as a test to see if conspiracies and conspiracy believers are able to advance their narratives and take office. The next thing we should really look at is, of course, the general election. But what they're really trying to do is, air quotes, red pill a number of people who might be turned off or offended by a lot of the real offensive or toxic parts of the QAnon conspiracy, and kind of bring people in. If you think about a funnel, they're trying to use language that is, again, kind of like a dog whistle that will bring in true believers who then convert other people who might be sympathetic to the movement, and then slowly over time convert them into true believers. So what we really need to look out for, Anne-Marie, is not the end times, but it is the next election.
We will. Dan, thank you so much.
Good to see you.